Live. I don't know. I have no idea what is happening with this. I'm gonna lose it. Okay, we are live, so why can't I... go insane. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm go insane. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose my shit. Why am I watching it on? What the... Oh. That's what it is. Why is it private? Ah! Manage videos. I don't know. Public. Publish. Hey, did that change it? No, that didn't. Oh. Jesus, I was gonna snap. Okay, there we go. Let's watch it back. There we go. Okay. Everything's fine. Jesus. Welcome to me talking about undercards. Yay. I don't know what I'm doing either. I honestly don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I guess we're just going to talk about some stuff. We got spamton going on, and yeah, we're gonna talk about undercards. Undercards, DT cards, 2022. Okay, we got all of them. We are going to start off with Angel of Death. There we go, that looks way better. Angel of Death is an interesting card. What it does is it has like... It is... I should probably pull up DTs when I do this. Angel of Death. Sucking cost some... Okay, this is gonna... I'm gonna turn this on. 1. Angel of Death. Summon the exact copy of a monster. Dust. Build your board of random token monsters. Lost Souls. Lost Souls, these are good. You get a bunch of sweet cards. You get a bunch of 3-3s on the board with different abilities that are all pretty solid. Some being better than others, some being worse than others. Some may not even have an effect when they die under the right circumstance. First, for stats, this has low stats for its cost, honestly. But that's fine. It still has good stats. Your opponent's gonna try and kill this, because they have to. A 9/11 is still terrifying, even if it is 13 gold. Its magic ability, first off, it can copy your opponent's monster, so this could be like a punishing tool if they have like a big monster in play. Or it could just copy one of your monsters that's like insanely huge because it copies stat buffs. So if you've been like buffing something, like an ice cap or something, you could use Angel of Death to copy the ice cap and then like swing for a bunch of damage again. Copying a monster is pretty solid in this game, especially if it's exact copy. Dust effect is very nice. You'll get either like 4 or 3, maybe less. Maybe you'll usually get like 2, maybe 3 lost souls from it, but it's still a very nice dust effect. So I definitely think Angel of Death deserves an A tier for Angel of Death. I'm kidding. I also need to use it more often. Like, I really need to use it more often. But I'm also saying this may be B tier. Honestly. I may get some flack. It's either C tier or B tier. I'm guessing B tier. Kara! Okay. What's Kara doing? Kara's 14 gold, 10 attack, 10 health. It's banana stats. Banana stats, but it costs us 5 more. Now, what Kara does is magic, silence and kill a monster. A headshot built into a banana is nice, but then it does more than that. At the end of the turn, you gain the genocide artifact. Turn start, add a real knife to your hand. Turn end, remove all real knives from your hand. So you'll get a single real knife for the turn. It'll disappear at the end of the turn. Okay, you can't really see it, but it is a 3-cost token spell where it kills an enemy monster and increases the genocide counter by 1. And then it reduces your max HP by the counter. Thing is, the warding, it doesn't actually damage you. If you have already taken some damage and you use real knife, you're not going to take damage. You're just going to have your max HP lowered and you can't heal back the damage you've already taken. So if you don't care about healing and you don't use it when you have like full HP, or you'll lose HP from it, then that's just a 3-cost kill a monster, which is very good, especially for every turn. That's very good. So, she used to just give you the genocide artifact, but then they made her silence and kill a monster. So no, only use Kara when there's another monster on the field, otherwise Kara will just die. So, it's already a nice little package deal of being a banana and a headshot into one. Headshot is just a spell where 6 gold silence and kill a monster, nice spell. And then they're doing even more with genocide, with you being able to kill monsters every turn for pretty much almost no cost for 3 gold. That's very good. I definitely think Kara's underrated. I have not seen Kara get played in a while. In fact, I haven't seen many DTC play often. Now, aside from Chris and like Chris in Vessel and stuff, I think Kara should see a bit more play, especially the fact that we are in a aggro and control meta. It's definitely more on the aggro side of like tentacles and snails. Also, nerf those two decks because they are unfun. Tentacles was fun, but I could see why people say it's unfun. I literally beat some people in 4 minutes. That's not healthy. Next, Frisk! Next, Chris. I should know that, but Frisk? Old Frisk would be like here or here, when they would like gain HP and become invulnerable. And then the Frisk that would add cost into your deck on its own would be, you know, bad. But would be like A or maybe even S tier. Maybe, because of Shuffle's 999. But it's going here. The card's the exact same. But it's just been, killed off. Because I should explain what it does in the first place, for those who don't know. Frisk, 7 cost, taunt, 7 attack, 8 HP. Nice taunt monster, first off. Taunt. You spend 50 plus gold this game, does not include Frisk. So you need to spend 57 gold and for Frisk to do literally anything. It turns all cards into your deck into Undertale legendary cards with -2 cost. Now, that on its own is pretty bad, honestly. Granted, there are some good Undertale legendaries, like maybe Killer Kirk, Flowey, Alphys, maybe Sans. Guessing he can get you some neat little artifacts. Muffet's a good one. But the rest of these, there's some like really bad Undertale legendaries that are just expensive. Granted, Royal Papyrus will definitely help you because everything's going to become big. So like, Frisk on its own is nice if you're running like a Royal Papyrus deck. Because most of them cost like quite a bit. Thing is, when you've spent 50 gold already, and then have another 7, your deck's gonna be a bit empty, so you're only gonna get like 10 to 15 out of it. Honestly, that's like a rough estimate though. That's why Frisk wasn't really that solid. It's not... It's meh on its own. It's not seen play ever since it got like rebalanced. Basically the reason this was good was because of Shovel's 999. Shovel's 999 used to put 99 shovels into your deck. Now it fills both players' hands with shovels. Basically, that's what used that face for some reason. Huh. Interesting. Basically, it would add 99 shovels into your deck, so people would summon shovels 999 once or twice, so either 9 or 18 gold, and then they would summon Frisk and turn all those shovels into Undertale legendaries. And then they could use stuff like Royal Papyrus or Sea of the Gods and stuff to gain benefit from the stuff being expensive. Sea of the Gods will reduce cost of cards in your deck that have a cost of 9 or more as a base cost, or Papyrus will give them Taunt, and I think that's it. It used to be Taunt and Haste if they were in the hand. Royal Looks would deal 1 damage to all your opponent's cards if you summon something with a base cost of 9 or more. There's some synergy with like 9 costs. I call them the Royal or God sort of things. There's a Royal God base, but the more legend spam. There's also like Golden Mascot, which can be like a 3 cost or something if you play a bunch of legendaries. It has nice stats, especially for like a 3 something cost, and it'll give you a Golden Hit, which is a nice card. I need to try it sometime. Basically, now Shuffle's 999 fills both players' hands with Shuffles. First off, Shuffle's 99 is now a better card on its own, because now it actually does something without needing you to draw cards. Because Shuffle's 99 will destroy all the shovels in your deck at the end of your turn. And basically, if you didn't get a good chunk of shovels, like via acceleration or something, they'll all going to go poof and you just have a 9 cost 9 haste. Plus it wasn't even worth the hassle. But basically, people would play Bravery with Frisk, Seers of Gods, Royal Papyrus, Shuffles 999, and it was a very solid deck. I tried it, I had fun in Standard. Not sure how good it is in Ranked. It's probably very good if you know how to play it, right? But it was fun. Maybe a LED deck would be something. I gotta try that. Oh wait, I can't. So now, Frisk on its own is just not really good. It may have a use, but it's probably not gonna have a use for like a long time. Chris! A few months ago, my honest opinion on Chris was like this. This was like my opinion on Chris like a few months back or so. But now it's sort of been mellowing, and I think it's about on par with Angel of Death. Here's the reason. Hear me out before you leave like angry comments or something. You got slapped by Chris PV Flow too many times. What does Chris do? 10 cost, 4 attack, 10 health, haste, to transparency. Transparency, basically it can't be attacked for a ton and immune to everything for a ton. Haste, it can attack a monster instantly. Whenever it would attack and kill a monster, it would gain +2 attack and +1 health. Just solid. Gaining stuff for killing stuff, nice. Can definitely become a bit of a beast via snowballing like effect. And then at the end of the turn, it would draw a monster, and then that monster would copy the card's stat buffs. So not only would Chris gain the attack and health, but a monster in your deck would also gain that, and you'll get that monster. Which is fun. That's cool. It's a snowballing effect, which is fun. What wasn't fun was Chris PV Plugs. This is like a bit of a mess I'm about to dive into. But we got, in fact, I actually think there's like a PV plug somewhere on like Hub that can help me out here. Someone here. Perseverance. There we go, PV plugs. This should have it in now. It's missing Chris. Weirdly enough. Huh. It's like, where is a PV plug thing? Have people really stopped uploading plug decks? Well, I guess we can see like the idea of PV plugs. We can say Baron is Chris. No, this is a bad deck. Back to crafting. Plugs. The way they would play is they would stall out like the other game with stuff like Plug Goal, which could gain taunt at the end of the turn. Small Plug, which can have taunt, has haste to do some other game control. Giving a plug haste or taunt depending on which one they want. Revolt Plug being able to do some control. But they most likely didn't do it for that early on. Stuff like Hat Plug maybe. Or maybe Plug Boy. I could be just wrong and spouting nonsense. I never played plugs outside like one time. But there's like a quest way to kill someone with a plug. But basically, the whole gimmick is that they have stuff like Hanging Plug, which turns a plug in your hand into a rear wire that catches the original and gains its stat buffs. I can't speak. And basically, rear wire has a magic effect where if it has no monster caught, it catches an ally plug. and it releases the plug at when it dies with the monster stat buffs. The idea was that you can buff like rear wire to grab the different plugs, put it on rear wire, and then just have it like attack into stuff to summon buff plugs. There's also like business plug, which just summon a plug and it'll gain the buffs it already had. So you can get like more of the rear wire out, which was cool. Especially if you could do it with like plug goal. And that idea on its own is fine. You also have like plug boy, which will just give random plugs in your hand 1/1. Revolt plug, which could do damage for its attack, and if it didn't kill it, it would gain haste. Hat plug would, whenever it lose a dog, would give plugs in your hand +1/+1, which is a straight up better than actually, now that I think about it. And business plug would summon it, and rear wire would turn all your plugs into rear wires like catch the originals and gain their stat buffs. So this could be like a win condition. The way it would play is Chris would be used with plugs, because plugs want to get stat buffs. And the plugs will get played, and rear wire would come out, and they'll just go nuts of haste attack, haste attack, haste attack, haste attack. What am I seeing in the chat? Naked.hdxyg cheapest. What the? Yeah, no, don't, no. Oh, is that like the only person actually watching? Sheesh. Damn hot. Basically, I forgot what I was gonna say. They would buff plugs, play them, rear wire, go nuts. That was fine. But then we'll bring up the perseverance topic. Should probably. I have a perseverance spell, I think. I think I've very spun the game actually. Here we go. This is a mess, also don't mind this. Proceed. Proceed would silence a monster and it attacks every monster on the opponent's side. Oof. Basically, it would silence Chris and have it attack everything. Now granted, it would lose its ability, but that's the thing. Chris wouldn't lose its ability. This is a determination card. Determination cards cannot be silenced. That's how every determination card is. So what Proceed would become is have Chris attack all your opponent's monsters. So Chris could just kill one thing, gain stat buff, kill another, gain stat buff, kill another, gain stat buff. Just like do a insane board wipe. Everything's gone, hopes and dreams are gone. Chris gains insane stats of +8, +4, and is now drawing cards of +8 and +4. And this can happen again. Granted, it doesn't have to wait a turn because then it would have transparency. So you have a bit of time to respond. And they would run Veteran in it. Veteran would give a monster +1 attack whenever it kills something. So then that's 12 attack and 4 health. You give a monster like noodles to buff Chris before you play it or something, I don't know, whenever floats your boat. You also... wait, no, you can't use crystals. And then there would even be KR, which whenever a monster kills a monster of KR, it would gain +1/+1 attack and health. So if everything had KR, that is like... I'm trying to do math. 16 attack, 8 health. And then you can go even more now, so like siphoning to give even more HP. Taunt maybe even. And that's about it. And then Worm Infusion can give it +1 attack and it will heal its HP and X will get healed to you. So you would heal Chris back to full and then heal yourself for an insane amount. And that is just absolutely nutty. So why is Chris not an S tier. Here's why. Plugs PV is not that great. They are in like a mid-range, more sort of section, tempo sort of idea. We are in an aggro and tempo and control meta, focusing more on aggro. They're probably going to get slapped around in the face and silenced to hell before they can kill aggro and get the whole Chris combo going. Granted, that doesn't mean they will always lose to aggro, it just means it's not the most likely. Because aggro is fast in my eyes. In my opinion, the idea of aggro is you just be quick and you run quite a few silences to silence taunts or annoying abilities. Basically, that's how it is. So, that's why Chris in PV plugs, pretty much the main win condition, and the main way they're gonna win is Chris. So they are absolutely sweating the entire game. Elf and the pawn bot left, great. They are just sweating the entire game to get Chris. And if they don't get, they lose. That's pretty much it. Chris on its own is fine. Chris and PV plugs is the main way plugs PV wins nowadays. Because plugs PV players aren't that smart, honestly. Which is why I'm putting them in B tier. It's like on par with Angel of Death. They're not Kara tier, they're B tier. Soulless Chris. S tier, honestly. Maybe A. No, S tier. This is a good card. And one of my favorite cards, by the way. Hold up, great skin. 8 cost, 410 haste, just like Chris, cute. Haste magic, if you have none, open a dark fountain, which is just some dramatic way of saying gain a dark fountain artifact, and get a +1 card counter for every unique card you played this game, including Soulless Chris, so you're gonna have at least one. Dark fountain, oh, I think the pawn bot's back. Dark Fountain is an artifact where whenever you play a card you haven't played this game, gain a counter, max 20. When this reaches 20 counters, add 20 random deltarune monsters, max epic, to your deck. Come start, if this has 20 counters, draw 2 cards and reduce their cost by 2. So, this is like Frisk now. It used to be, you were just, yeah, I have bots already, it's a great time. Woohoo. I have succeeded. It used to be that you'll just fill your hand with random deltarune monsters that'll cost 2 less. You could get like DTs from it. If it was still the same, this would be in Chris tier, it would get its own no tier, because I honestly think Soulless Chris might just be like the best DT in the game. Looking at YouTube Vessel. Well then again, I don't have that much of an opinion on the Vessel. These ones are harder to rank because I don't have them. And some I haven't really played, like Omega Flowey. Yeah, Dark Fountain now is a bit worse, because it'll give you epics maximum. But it does draw you 2 cards and reduces their cost by 2, even if they're not a deltarune card. So you can pretty much 4 gold, draw 2 cards every turn. This is great. Normally you see this deck in Lib, by the way, because Lib is Librarian, which run no duplicates except a card named the Librarian, which gains a benefit from that. Actually, look at Lib, so Lib does. Your deck has no duplicates, magic adds 4 random cards to your deck and drop just 3 cards to -1 cost. Library Luke's next 6 cards cost 1 less gold, is basically 2 free gold. There's also Gust and Tombstone, which will revive a monster, but I don't really like that card, honestly. It's a random part that's throwing me off. I feel like if you got to choose the monster, it would be better. And not actually like use it. But basically, Soulless Chris. It used to be amazing, like absolutely pretty busted in my opinion, when it would just give you DTs, because you could get like Ultimate Flash, which could deal 5 damage to face. You could get like the Vessel, which could copy stuff, Chris, which is great, spamton, which can put your opponent through heck. And that's how it was. Let me post them. I actually got, whoopsies. Hello Snoot, hello dumb guy. And the second time I ever got Legend was with a Bravery Lib deck, and it was on Solus Chris. Solus Chris was the MVP of the deck, honestly. And walking on the... Okay, what did the porn bot do? What did it do? Uh-oh. How much has it messed it up? I don't know. YouTube chat's not active right now, but we should be fine. I don't know. But I'm going to go insane if I keep hearing this. Anyone got suggestions? Yeah, spamton CD. That's better. I was going to go insane if I kept hearing that. Yeah, that's way better. Basically, okay, it didn't help that much, but it does help. I've already heard, I had to hear this talk for like 2 hours on Noob, so this isn't like the best idea, but we're going with for now. Oh yeah, I was talking about this. Scooters in that was great, because the aggro deck would keep drawing cards via lib to gain advantage, use acceleration to draw cards and have draw cards in it. So keep on, it would just play their cards for cheaper price and draw more cards and reduce their cost and play more cards. So it was great. I loved that deck. I'm sad it's so far from Grace, I think. I still have it somewhere, in like some document somewhere. And the scripts would help, because when we were running low on resources, like when Dark Planet was having, we were sort of running out of steam. Scripts would help out by giving me random cards that I could play, which helped me. The script still serves that purpose. It's basically, hey, lib decks, when you start sort of running out of steam, just in case, you're most likely gonna be running out of steam, and I'm going to be giving you Dark Fountain. I'm going to be giving you more cards in your deck, and you can draw more cards. Which is why I honestly... Frisk and Solus Chris are similar, because they give you cards from their place. You get legendary Undertale cards. This gives you deltarune cards that are below legendary. This one needs you to spend 50 gold. This one needs you to play lib, pretty much, and play 20 cards. In fact, lib decks could actually run cards like it would give them other cards, like Inkman Trash Pack. Bone Box would give you a random spell, so you could do that to get 2 cards for 1, which was great. You would run like different cards, I would give you different cards. You sort of go ham, like Timmy even. Timmy would give you Timmy, and then Timmy 2, so that was 2 cards for 1, and then Timmy is already great. Timmy is our Lord and Savior, Timmy is God. I need a drink of water. So yeah. This is the reason Frisk, I think, is one of the worst DTs in the game, and Skris is one of the best DTs in the game. They both do a similar job, it's just Skris does a way better job, and Frisk does a pretty bad job at it. I just rented for like a while on Skris. I need a moment. I need to go get some more water. There we go. Yeah, go first. There we go. Bye-bye, hand. Whoa, you can see my head! I have so many DTs in hand. You're done for. Okay, next. Omega Flowey. Oh boy, how do I go about this? I already put Angel of Death at, like, B tier, so I think I'll do the same, maybe. And give it a second. Omega Flowey, 11 cost, 99, so like a banana. Basically a banana. Magic, save the board and add a load spell to your hand. Load would load the board for 14 gold. This might actually be worse than Angel of Death. Am I insane? Am I really about to put Omega Flowey lower than Angel of Death, which I used to think was like the worst DT in the game? Would it do that? Okay, let me relook at it. Am I seriously about to... Am I really about to do this? Let me explain why. This is weird. How do I go about this? Omega Flowey, you need a more specific case where you're already winning. The opponent has like a sad little board, and you have a nice good board. And then you activate low, and then you play Omega Flowey to get that going. This is like a red more card. Angel of Death just copies a monster. It can copy an opponent's monster, so it can be a punishing tool. It only needs to copy one monster, so if you have like a good monster, you can play it, copy that, boom, and then you can get some sweet tokens of good effects. Omega Flowey, you have to already be in a state when you're doing fine and winning. Basically, yeah, this season's a bit shit, now that I think about it, honestly. Tentacles and snails. Yeah. This season kind of sucks. We're playing Stall? Ew. Sorry, Snid. It's not you, it's just Stall deck. Basically, Omega Flowey is a win more card. In fact, you have to play for another 14 gold just to see the board come back. If you're putting like tutorials that, good luck getting it back. You know, good luck. Tutorial will send the card back into the deck. Basically, what I'm going to say is, Omega Flowey is a win more card, where you only have to be doing, Snood. Don't even. Shut up. Anyways, don't worry about the fact to slap my tentacle deck. You ruined my 75 perfect. Anyways, basically, Omega Flowey, win more card, much more rough in my opinion, a bit more harder to pull off. Angel of Death has more uses, has stuff after death, and is easier to use. So, yeah, Omega Flowey is surprisingly enough, and even surprising to me, even though it's me who's doing it, is going in C tier, which is below Angel of Death. Next up, we got the Vessel. The Vessel is going in either S or A tier. I haven't played around with it. This is basically like Angel of Death, just without the dust effect, and just on steroids, pretty much. Because what it does is 9 cost, 6 attack, 6 health, it will add an exact copy of a non-DT ally monster. So if you have another DT somehow, you can't really copy it. Even though you can only run one DT in your deck, it's set for standard. You can run 10. You can have like a fraction of your deck of your DT cards if you want. It will add an exact copy, which exact copy... There's a difference between copy and exact copy. A copy is just a copy of the card. How the card is the exact... Basically just a copy of the card that exists. An exact copy will copy its stat buffs. So if I have, like, say, a... Frog. If I have a Froggen in play, where is it? There we go. If I have a Froggen in play, and I give it +1 attack, if I were to make a copy of it, it would just be another Froggen. But if I were to do an exact copy, it would copy the attack buff. It copies any extra stuff it gains, like taunt, health, attack, cost increase, cost reduce, silenced, removed attack, removed health, extra keywords added, taunt, haste, dust. You can't really add dust, but still. Good job, funny guy. You got Angel of Death. Congrats. You got a pretty cool card. It'll add that to your hand and 3 to your deck. And then it turns into True Vessel, so you can't return it to your hand. Which is nice. That's nice. Thank you. You can't just like use Break on it, get it back into your hand, and do Vessel again. That would be baloney. The first time I heard of using it was with Bob. Because Bob would put Timmy's into your hand. Every Timmy you had in your discard pile into your hand, and it would have charge. So great, you'll get a bunch of Timmy's back into your hand, you can charge, beat the cut by your opponent. And you'll just get more of that. There are so many cases of... What? Oh, Pawnbot's back. Whoa. This is my drink. Oh, it's just a seed, it's fine. But basically, Tinder overpriced shit, try us 18 plus. Okay, that's a bot, if I've ever seen one. But basically, the Vessel has so many uses, where you can, it's like Angel of Death, but you put it in your hand sadly, so you go into your deck. And it's actually cheaper than Angel of Death. There's so many uses for this card. That's why I honestly think this is on par with for this quiz. There's so many uses like Bob, for example. Cards that you want more of. Oh, sort of insane stuff. When conditions even, Metatron Neo. Like, if we can look at legendaries for examples. More outfits, because outfits like one of the best legendaries also, like more floweries, more tutorial for control if you're interested in that. More Muffets to spam healing, more Lances to control your opponent, more Metatonias for burst damage, more Baiting Queens for healing, more Azrael Dreamers, uh-oh. More WD Gasters, actually, if you are... Oh no! If I ever get Vessel and we're like in a nice meta where G-Followers are solid, like you can actually play G-Followers and not lose before turn 5, then I would try G-Followers. That would be cool. Oh no. Oh no. Heck, you can use this in Lib if you want. Skriz can be good in it, but the Vessel can get you more of Librarian. In fact, that's how it used to be. It used to be used in Lib before Skriz came out, and now most Lib people run Skriz. Now, the Vessel, if you want more of Librarian, you can run that, but Sword of Skriz will probably still outrank the Vessel. So, Who killed the Wi-Fi? There we go. With all that said, Pornbot's still in chat. This is going into S tier. Next, Spamton Neo. Spamton Neo, Spamton Neo. What do we do with you? 10 cost, taunt, 1 attack, 13 health, terrifying taunt, especially the fact that it can't be silenced. And it gives your opponent free chroma. This is basically an artifact for your opponent and a big beefy minion of taunt. What? Maybe a big shot. Convenient. You know how I'm talking about spamton while we have spamton C going in the background? Free chroma. Well, basically 4 turns, the opponent is put at actual gunpoint for 4 turns. That's basically it. Pornbot's going ham in chat. Just spamming emotes. I apologize. I'll report him or something. Report him or something. I don't know. They're an obvious bot. Irresistible deal will have your opponent choose a bargain and activate it and add a counter to free chroma. So that was basically what it would do. The opponent would have to choose a bargain and activate it for 4 turns. What do they do? We got click here to die, where the highest HP ally loses 6 HP. Extra damage is done as damage to you. So it will reduce the monster's HP by 6 and deal damage to you potentially. Generosity, which is what I would usually do, would have you lose 6 gold and your enemy gain 6 gold. So basically, that was a negative 12 gold exchange. I would normally do this when I would have like 1 or 2 or 0 gold. So it would just be give your opponent 6 gold, which I was fine with, honestly. Hot single, I don't think anyone's ever chosen this, honestly. Where it'll summon a Miss Pipis or kill an ally and turn it into a Miss Pipis if you couldn't summon a Miss Pipis. Disarmed, and you can't really kill it or silence it before it pops. And unless your opponent like destroys it himself, which is stupid, it's gonna die soon. Turn start, it would die and give all monsters. Yeah. Pornbot's going ham. At the start of the turn, it would die and give all monsters in your hand and board -2 attack and 2 health. Yeah, I don't normally choose hot single. In fact, I don't think I've ever chosen it. I usually choose either click here to die because I'm fine with damage, generosity because I'm fine with the gold given. I don't do F1 for help because I think it's the worst one you can possibly choose besides like generosity or Miss Pipis. These are the ones I normally choose. These are the worst ones you can choose in my opinion. So basically, a lot of your stuff loses attack and HP. If you're doing a mostly spells deck, then this is fine, honestly. That's why gonna be the option you go with. Plus F1 for help would give the opponent +8 HP, +8 maximum HP, plus HP. Simple as that. I've never chosen that. I definitely think that's the worst one you can choose. Now then, you may be thinking, what happens if we don't cast it? Well, that's where the funny part is. At the end of the turn, if they had an irresistible deal in hand that they haven't casted, this would happen, where they would cast a 99 cost spell, which dealt 99 damage to all the stuff, including them, 99 times. Which is cool, by the way. This actually came out in January on New Year's Eve. I forgot about that. There's no way. Prove me if I'm wrong. Prove me if I'm wrong. Because I'll be impressed if someone managed to survive through Big Shock. Because Because you have to get a card that can make you invulnerable, and there's currently one card in the game that can do that. There used to be two, but now it's just one. Rook's card over here has you be invulnerable, but press a puzzle box in your opponent's hand, which will silence it. It's actually a nice card now. I need to do that at some point because that's nice stats, transparency, make the opponent spend 3, you know. Nice, solid card. It used to suck, but it's like, you know, solid. I highly doubt it's my red shot. The wacky thing about free chroma is you could just, well, I mean, if you're able to make Rook's card invulnerable, then it would still die. There's like one way to make a card invulnerable, and that's via Alphys. If you're playing as Kindness, you can get a 3-cost spell that makes all your cards gain haste and invulnerable, which was old pie. I would give haste and invulnerable for a turn. Now it's just haste and dodge for pie. This one does it for everything is invulnerable. I need to use you sometime in Kindness. I have an idea about Kindness and Alphys and Papyrus. So bring back an old meta. They changed pie a long time ago. Because people use pie on Papyrus. The Papyrus will just force sweep with being able to do attack again and again and again and again with 6 damage, 6 damage, 6 damage, 6 damage. And just wipe out the board. Papyrus took no damage, simple as that. I'm spending a lot of time spent on here. Just to explain Big Shot. The thing is, there is a way you can actually not play a single irresistible deal and not get shot. It only checks if there was an irresistible deal in your hands, and not like, oh, you played it or not. So if you use something like Dream to put it back into your deck, or you have some way to put it back into your deck, like returning it to the deck like Malleus, Dream, or burning it like Bratty, maybe. You could use Bratty, but it wouldn't really give you anything, except getting rid of it. Or Acceleration to draw 3 cards off of it. You wouldn't get a counter. So, it was basically another ton of linears per deal, but you could basically be deal free for a ton. Which is nice. However, if you draw that again, via like a turn end effect, you're dead! Like a turn end effect that would have you would draw the card, and then it would trigger like, hey, you have irresistible deal. Put your hands up, we're shooting you now. This basically puts the opponent through 4 turns of hell. And how do you go about giving Rooks 99 dodge? How do you give Rooks that much dodge? I mean, Determination has to come back with 5v3, so there might just be Milkman. Oh wait, you can't survive Big Shot. Oh, wait, can you? Is there enough cards that give dodge and for that to be possible? We'll try that one day. If we can hit like 50 subscribers, then I will try and survive Big Shot. We will see. But it'll give your opponent, but basically, for 4 turns, they have to give themselves a negative side effect that's pretty good, or they absolutely die. And it has 13 HP, taunt, which will take a bit to get through. They can't be silenced 1 attack. So, it's nice for an early game card if you can pull it out early, because that's good. People say it's hot garbage. I think if you're lucky and you can get it out early on, it can be very detrimental. Either B tier or C tier. I think this is going into C tier. That has looping now. Okay. I don't really think this deserves like C tier. Next, Ultimate Flash. I don't have the mental energy to explain. I'm explaining it. Okay, one sec. I need some water and I need to grab myself some food before I go on a tangent. Shit! Spilled milk. And yes, I am going to cry over spilled milk. What? Well, I have no idea if you heard, but I spilt milk and made a bit of a mess. And yes, I am going to cry about spilt milk. Wah! Okay. Where were we? Oh god, Ultimate Flash, I remember now. I have some blueberry bud and milk. Now there tends to be a big shit. In basic, okay. Here's what Ultimate Flash does. Actually, it doesn't say it, huh? Charge candy, 10 cars, 5-9. It's nice on its own. I mean, that's the most damage out of charge you can do. What it actually does is if you have the artifact Evil Pen, it would become Ultimate Fusion. Also give it Ultimate Flash. Starts with 7 counters at the start of every turn until turn 15. Send the rightmost card in your hand to the top of your deck and add the next flashing part to your hand from lowest to highest cost. Whenever you summon a flashing part except all tribes for the first time, spend 1 counter. Turn end, if it has no counters, you put Final Gambit into your deck and disable this. This is a complex card. Final Gambit. Summon Ultimate Flash on 7G, deal 7 damage to all enemies, heal 7 HP to all allies, and add 7 drafts to your hand. Draft would give you a random monster that you could choose that costed 1 less gold, 5 or 6 gold. Where I think it could get legendaries, but they changed that. Now, so basically, if you assemble all the pieces of Exodia, you get this pretty nice standard card. 7 damage to everything, 7 more gold, so this is just pretty much a 6 cost. Heal 7 to everything, and you get 7, maybe 7 random cards that you can play for this. Which is insane. That's an Exodia. First off, that's most likely going to be 12 damage. Which is like half your health if your opponent uses poke. Normally health is either 30 or 25 because of poke. So if I say half health when I mean like 12 or 13, I'm referring to like poke. Being able to deal half damage is great in this game. Now then, that's nothing. What do the flashing pots do? Here we go again. Here we go. Some of this is going to seem wacky because I forgot what it did. They did like rebalance it. They nerfed some cards, buffed some. They changed round devices. It used to give like candy in Paradise. It was like the worst. Now it does some wacky shit. It actually makes like a good card. It makes Evil Plan great on its own. Because no one would use Evil Plan. Because it would just give you 3 random flashing parts that you can choose from. Now you can grab any of these big boys with it. But not good on its own. I need to try it sometime. I used to just use it all with Timmy's Bakery, but that was like a long time ago. And like the car was new. Anyways, Laser Topper. 1 cost, 1 attack, haste, 4 health. Choking. At the end of the turn, it would die and heal 3 HP to you. It's basically a do 1 damage, heal 3 HP to you. Also, the card has to have 3 attack or less. It's like an ice cap or something. Here, 1 second. Let's actually look at some popular stuff you can use this with. You can use this against Tiny Frogget, I guess. Ice Butterfly. Trophy. Snowpaw is a nice example. You get the point. It's going to trade into anything of 3 attack or less and 1 HP well. It's going to trade into that very well. You can even finish off a card. It has 1 HP. Next, Box Body. Transparency, 1 attack, 2 health. When it would die, it would deal 2 damage to the highest HP monster. Used to deal 4, which is kinda nuts. Now it's fine, you have to wait a turn. And then you're gonna crash it into something, deal 2 damage to it. Hell, you could even do like 3 damage. It's nice. Mobility tracks. 3 cost, 1 attack, 6 charge, so you get 1 cheap build damage in with a buff card. And you'll draw a card, and your hand will get sent into your deck and draw the same number of cards. Basically, you'll get a minion out of it, and then you'll get a card, and then you'll get to reshuffle your hand into your deck. So if you have a bad hand, you could fix it. And then we got Fill Design. Basically, your opponent has to attack twice, and it would, whenever your opponent would attack, it would lose 1 HP, and when it died, it will summon a 5/5 of taunt. That's it. Nice. Pixabit can get silence, can be avoided. If it gets silence, it's just a sitting duck. But not intended. It's above average. And on devices, it will have taunt, 5 attacks, 5 costs, 3 attack, 6 health. Magic, swap the attack and HP of all other monsters. It's a magic for everyone. In fact, there's like a deck Skitema played for a hot second, I think, where he would spam ultimate heal to give everything +2 health, and then he would get a board of like buff health minions, and then bust out round devices via evil plan, because I could get him round devices whenever he wanted. Just bust out round devices out of absolutely nowhere, and then have like 10 HP cards that become 10 attack and just kill the opponent. Oh boy, that was surprising. And then we got Tough Body, 6 cost, armor, delay. Yeah, round devices is good in the right situation. Tough Body, 6 cost, 3/4 armor, and good stats. Not what 6 cost though. At the end of the turn, it will deal 4 damage to a random monster and excess damage to the opponent. So it's basically a 4 cost trample thing. You can kill like a 4 HP card or something with less HP and deal damage to the opponent, which is nice. Worst case is that it attacks something for 4 HP damage and it lives and nothing really happens. Flame of Love, the last one, is a 7 cost, 6/4 dodge, great aggro stats. Great stats in general. It would give a monster -3 attack and -1 to its adjacent monsters. This is usually played a few times before you pull out Ultimate Final Gambit, because they can get Final Gambit surprisingly fast. Because they got stuff like Dark Throne, which can draw a generated card, and they used to have a Noel, because it'll do the most expensive spell in the deck, but now it has to cost 10 or less. And basically, they also got draw support and all that. Long story short, you get a nice monster every turn, some better than others. And at some point, you're going to be able to deal half of your opponent's health, kill most of the monsters, heal a lot of stuff, and gain a bunch of monsters and a bunch of gold. For like 6 gold. At some point, which is great. You do have to run an artifact for it though. And you do have to commit to it. Because I think every time you draw a card, now it will just become a flashing card. So that those things more of a downside. Because you can't really draw your own cards. Aside some things. And if you're playing like tutorials or flashing piece, yeah, you're kinda done for. I think no one uses tutorial, but still a possibility. You never know, you never know. Always be safe, always be prepared. And yeah. That's why I'm going to A tier. I honestly should have done some of these earlier. You know, all complicated in their own way, except Heroine. Heroine, the Heroine, Undying the Undying, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna call it Undying the Undying, so YouTube doesn't throw a hissy fit. I don't think it goes in D tier. but I don't think it's good enough for C tier. It's not on par with Omega Fly, that's for sure. It's too vague, honestly. Undying the Undying. Basically, 10 cost. Instead of dying, it would come back with -2, -2 stats if you have a common, rare, epic, and legendary in your dust pile. So it would die, be a 6/6, die, be a 4/4, die, be a 2/2, die, it's gone. And magic, it would gain taunt. So when you would play it, it would have 8/8 taunt, but then it would lose that taunt. If the magic ability did not exist and it just had taunt, this would honestly be like a great card. This would be a nice card. Not the most beginner friendly because you need to run like quite a few legendaries in order to use it. But like when you get to level 200, if you get heroin, I mean, I should be careful. If you get Undying and Dying, calm down, YouTube. I mean, if you think me saying heroin a few times referring to a female woman, then you should definitely ban a sex bot in the chat. But basically, if Undying and Dying just had taunt, this would be like A tier, maybe even S as like a budget card. Oh, so budget. Because if that was the case, and if this just had taunt outright, this would be great, because if you would get level 200, you would have at least 4 legendaries, so you can actually have it be viable. And you have Undying and Dying, which is going to be good. You should already have a good chunk of epics. You should have released 4 epics. Then even more legendaries from daily login. However, sadly that isn't the case. Honestly, the fact that it doesn't have taunt kind of breaks this card severely. 10 cost 8/8 haste is not good. And having, because this literally gets outclassed in that taunt 9 by the gift shot. It costs less, has this attack, but draws you a card at the very least. And then like Fox Bodyguard, which has a bit less stats, honestly. But it will come back as a Fox Head, which will do damage. I need to run Fox Head sometime in Fox Bodyguard. Levels don't need any condition. They just come back as some different monster that can do something, or draw your cards. The heroine, Undying the Undying. So used to saying it to her. You know what? I don't want you to throw a hissy fit over this. I've spent like a while just going on and on about undercards. It's just one, it has a weird condition where you need a common, base, and epic and legendary in a discard pile. So if you get this like early on and you don't have any legendaries, you can't use this at all. And it would just gain taunt and lose that taunt soon enough. This can be used in like Lib, possibly. Not really legend spam. There's not many decks where they have commons, rare, epics, and legendaries. Like some decks choose not to have legendaries. Like there are some cards where you can't even run rares or epics. Like Star Walker decks, you have to run no rares or epics. First Star Walker decks, which are a thing of the past now, but they are like meta all of a sudden. Someone won a tournament of it and then everyone played it. That was fun. Undercards just screams creativity. But basically, some decks can't even run rarities in them. And some just choose not to. If we look at one of my good decks, like Tentacles, which I'll make a video on, by the way. There's almost no commons almost no legendaries, no epics. Even if we did change it to, like, even if we did pop in some epics like Cop dying, pop in some commons, pop in some legendaries, I still would have run the Huron or Undying and Dying. Because it does not fit at all. If it had Con permanently, I would justify that. My Bravery deck doesn't have epics. This Patience stack has like one common card. Plus, I'm just running Scriss in that. My Perseverance deck is a bit of a weird one. It can actually use, oh wait no, 2 commons. It might be able to use the Undying, but for now it's using Angel of Death. I'm honestly testing this deck, I might change it at some point. I'm mainly just messing around with a Skitema deck. My Justice deck, this is a Star Walker deck. I don't play Justice that often. The only deck I have like Star Walker, and then this crappy Doting Fiend deck. Like my Just Cop deck was something, and Just Cop sucks now, so I don't want to use it. I might try. Oops. I might try Justice sometime again. But basically, this might even be worse than Frisk. I mean, it's definitely better than Frisk in terms of stats. I don't want to give it Frisk tier. It's sad how it was. It used to just be, it would come back and have ton, and I hated the card. And now I hate how the card just sucks. Because Undying and Dying is a cool card, they have such a cool little gimmick where she comes back from the dead. It's just, no one uses her, which is sad. But yeah. There we go. That is my undercards DT tier list. We'll get a little screenshot of that. Tell me what you guys think, and I think that'll just be all for tonight. I honestly just want to watch some Moist Critical or something. I'm done. Even doing this for like an hour, that's way longer than I thought. See ya.